what we tend to do is we hold on to every little word that somebody says and we run it until the cows come home.
Thank God, because I couldn't make a living if we didn't do that.
Well, I mean, it's not all true though. Just because he said that everybody on his team needs to follow what he's thinking, how he prepares, and the way that his mind works, doesn't mean that he's talking to his current teammates. He may just be saying he can't be teammates with people that don't have the same mindset as him. It keeps him up at night.
Let me tell you why my mind goes to Westbrook, Keith.
And I would say, as a player, I felt the same way. Like if I felt like somebody wasn't giving their all, or whatever the case is, that's why we lost the game, or that's why we struggled in the game, it would keep me up at night. Because I know what the hell I'm doing.
You're right. I imagine, if you're a talented player, you were the first overall pick in the draft, and you're a worker, then you're not going to want to be around people who aren't working at least as hard as you, who have the talent to work less if you wanted to, right? So
yeah.
I get that, and especially if you're team-oriented. You're willing to sacrifice personal stats and stuff like that in the service of winning. You're good. So let me tell you why my mind, and I imagine a lot of people's minds go to Westbrook, okay? LeBron threw his support behind the trade for Westbrook, which is why that happened, right? They didn't go get Buddy Hield and shooters and surround them with certain pieces. He was thinking reportedly at the time, I need someone to carry the load. If I miss time, AD misses time. Went out and got Westbrook. Now, it was a disaster. For the exact reasons all the basketball people were like, this ain't going to work. And people like me were like, at the deadline, they'll get some 3-and-D guys or at least some shooters. They'll be fine. Westbrook's really good, whatever you want to say about his shot. It didn't work. It was a disaster. Now, last week it was reported that Westbrook and his agent split. And when you look at the quotes from the agent, they said, was it last week or maybe over the weekend? It was the following was, I'm paraphrasing, was stated more or less. That the agent's claim was, look, I didn't think a trade from the Lakers is good for Westbrook. I think he should get behind Coach Darvin Ham, like what he's saying, how he wants to use him and all that, embrace that, and do that because, and here was the agent's reasoning, whose name escapes me at the moment, Key. Every time he's been traded in his career, the team that has gotten him has given up a boatload to get him. This time, everyone's saying they're going to have to attach value to the trade, like a draft pick, in order to trade him. It'd be the first time where he's seen as having negative value instead of a lot of positive value. His agent didn't want that for him. I don't think that's good for him. You should play with the Lakers. Show them what you are and all that. And anyway, that was what was stated, and then they split. So that leads, if you can infer from that, oh, wait, maybe Westbrook wants out. And now LeBron is responding to that. You tell me why I'm wrong about that.
Well, it's not necessarily you wrong about it at all. Thaddeus is his name.
Thaddeus
is Westbrook's old agent's name. But when your agent steps out and tells people why you split,
Thad Foucher. Sorry.
Yeah, that is for his own protection. His own protection. He wants to get out in front of it because he just was fired. And you're fired by a superstar in the NBA. And so I think you want to figure out how to protect your name and image as much as you can. So now you put everything on Westbrook in the end, who already has, some issues with the Lakers or whatever the case may be. So now people are looking at that differently now than they were before. Like, oh, okay, so he wants to get out of here and go somewhere else. His agent tried to get him to stay with the Lakers and get the Lakers an opportunity and a chance. And that's why we have what we have. And I don't think LeBron was talking about Westbrook. And I know last week, there's the two shot. One guy's on one end of the court, another guy's on the other end of the court. They haven't talked to each other, blah, 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 blah. But as far as we know, they've been talking to each other the entire time, walking through the tunnel, having dinner with each other in Vegas. We don't know that.
But, Key, it might be, but here's what's interesting. A lot of the time, something like this will happen, and a former athlete will say exactly what you're saying, right? Because, you've been through it, and a lot of times it's just smoke. There's actually no fire. But then a lot of times we hear from former athletes like you on a show like this about that, because that's been your experience. And then we find out later, actually, yeah, there was stuff going on. It just seems odd to me that they're on opposite ends, that they don't communicate, at least publicly. That LeBron just comes out and says this, that Westbrook splits with his agent last week. It's just a lot. I don't know if it's a ton of smoke in each place, but there's a little smoke in each place, you know?
Do you think I like you?
Yeah.
I genuinely like you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like each other.
I have no ill will towards you at all, right?
Right.
Okay. So you went to a UFC match, right? Mm-hmm. In Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
I was there too.
Yep.
Two hosts of a show.
Yep.
I didn't see you.
No, but we texted and communicated.
Yeah,
and all that.
we did.
Yeah.
But if the general public sees us and I'm sitting on one ring side and you're sitting on another, how come we're not sitting together?
No
Why
doubt.
aren't they talking?
But if
that's
I heard
all I'm
that,
saying.
But if I
that's
heard,
all I'm saying.
No question. But if I heard speculation in the media, oh, Max and Key, I come out and be like, immediately, I'd be like, no, we were there, we were texted and all that. We just didn't, different sides of the ring and all of the octagon.
But see, I wouldn't say that. And I've heard and I've seen Max and Key don't get along. Blah, blah, blah. I don't need to give them the satisfaction of answering stupidity because they don't know.
Because sometimes you're right. Sometimes it does work like that. But there are other times where it doesn't, like where we find out everyone's kind of downplaying it. And then after the fact, like, yeah, it doesn't have to be that they're at each other's throats, but it's like, yeah.
But this isn't Westbrook and I almost called him Kevin Garnett. Kevin Durant.
Right.
This isn't OKC. This isn't that situation.
Yeah, that's true. No, I'm not. And where it was kind of obvious, right? But even then, there was a lot of denial back then.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.